welcome to our walkthrough tonight. Again, we're going to be talking about a really cool topic. Just as our typical disclaimer, the statements here have not been approved by the Food and Drug Administration. They're not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure, or prevent any disease. So what you're going to hear tonight is actually backed up on factual data, a little bit of scientific data, and it's going to be really super duper cool. So we're going to go a little bit into what we're going to start talking about is this is a mitochondria. Kind of crazy because when we think of the body, we see our skin, we think of our organs, we think of our blood, we think of our cells, but we don't think of the mitochondria. The mitochondria is actually the electrical charge. It's the power hub for our cells. You can see right here the mitochondria. We're not going to go too much into it. You can just see it takes things from the diet, carbohydrates, fat, protein, along with oxygen. And it actually is like its own little body itself, and it creates energy out of this. You can see brain cells, brain nerves, or brain cells in the nucleus, and you can see the nerve cells, and it's in every single cell within the body. There's the cristae, outer membrane, inner membrane, intermembrane, space, matrix, inner membrane, DNA, ribosome. They're small, often between 0.75 and 3 micrometers, and are not visible under the microscope unless they are stained. They have two membranes, one outer and inner. And this is what's really cool is mature red blood cells have none of these at all. There's different types of cells have different types of number of these mitochondria. The liver cells can have more than 2,000 of these mitochondria. Around 40% of the cytoplasm in the heart muscle is actually taken up by mitochondria. So you find the most mitochondria in the heart, which makes sense because we need the ATP for that energy production. And the heart runs off of the electrical pulses. So it makes absolute sense. Tonight, we're going to be talking about CoQ10, aka coenzyme Q10, and go ahead and say that word.
Ubiquinone.
There you go. So it's a fat-soluble vitamin-like compound present in all human cells, reaching its highest concentrations in and around the energy-producing mitochondria. So again, we want energy. These are our little culprits. Some prescription drug therapies are known to deplete them. So cholesterol-lowering drugs known as statins actually disrupt CoQ10's natural biosynthesis within the body, and it actually stops the production of that. So if you've taken a statin, you need CoQ10 more than anything else. And I'm going to tell you that most CoQ10 out there is very, 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 very seldom that you actually find a whole human food source. This actually is your first whole human food source of it. Low levels of CoQ10 are actually associated with negative impact of metabolic syndrome, obesity, oxidative stress. I know we talked about that with the carotenoid. That's what ages us. Inflammation, we just talked about that with the salmon oil. That has detrimental impacts. It can lead to higher risk of neurodegenerative diseases, aging, and certain genetic disorders. So metabolic syndrome, what the heck is that? It's a cluster of conditions that occur together, increasing your risk of heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes. These conditions include increased blood pressure, high blood pressure, excess body fat around the waist, and abnormal cholesterol or triglyceride levels. Everything literally is tied to these cells. I'm not kidding. It is tied to the cells, clear down to hormones. It is tied to cells. Your liver can't function right unless the cells are communicating right and the transportation is correct. So craziness there. This is actually known as the mitochondrial energy complex. You can see on here it promotes cellular energy. Again, those cells, get them moving. They're doing a marathon inside of our body every single day. Boosts overall energy and stamina, support cardiovascular, your heart, your circulation system. It enhances the muscle cell energy production and renewal, supports new muscle development and retention, reduces muscle pain and soreness, uses, again, with statin use, supports cognitive health, supports healthy vision and hearing, and alleviates chances of migraines. So real quick, we're just going to go into this one little thing. What is all in here? It's kind of crazy on what's actually in here. The main thing is taking 2 of these, which is the recommended daily allowance, or yes, the RDA. Digestion of these begins in as little as 2 minutes, promoting rapid absorption. So it's going to get in there. It's going to spark those energy into the cells. It's sourced from whole grain lipids and cereals. What does that remind you of? The trionine. We all know that. To support optimal mitochondrial structure and function. Again, there's membranes involved. There's the structure involved. It's going to help. The Neolife proprietary polyphenol blend delivers natural whole food source polyphenols. So polyphenols are from those healthy fruits and vegetables. Normally you're going to do your cranberries, or a lot of your berries have a lot of good, even your grapes have a lot of polyphenols in there. Press resveratrol from red grapes to provide extra antioxidant protection and promote mitochondrial production. Cysteine is the rate-limiting amino acid needed for cellular biosynthesis of the mitochondrial protector glutathione. A lot of people are like, glutathione, we need glutathione. Yes, yes, yes. It is our master antioxidant. It is huge. Your body actually produces that when given the right tools. So people that want to go out and take the isolated form of glutathione, no, let's promote the body to do what it does naturally. L-cysteine is known to support the mitochondrial function and strengthen the intercellular protective system. So again, just like a cell, we want to make sure it is, well, just like the body, we want to make sure it's glowing. We want to make sure it's ramped up and energized. So again, now we're going to go ahead and take out, well, I think Ryan's got a little bit first, and then
let's do the fill-ins first.
Yes.
Get that out of the way.
So go ahead and bring up those fill-ins, and this is going to give a little bit of a hint.
So for, again, under CoQ10, number 1, it supports cardiovascular or heart health. Keeping in mind that 35 to 40% of the CoQ10 is stored in your heart muscles. So the heart takes a lot of CoQ10 to keep that heart beating efficiently. So it definitely helps with that. Number 2, it promotes cellular energy and stamina is the underline there, stamina.
We want to give it that marathon running capability.
Number 3, it supports cognitive health, as mentioned before. Number 4, it alleviates chances of migraines. Number 5, optimal function of vision and hearing. Health for the sight and your hearing. Number 6, enhances muscles, cell energy production and renewal.
I should have said on the last one, hey?
It was kind of. And number 7, reduces muscle pain and soreness associated with statin use, as mentioned before. And also, this isn't on the slide either, but some signs of CoQ10 deficiency. Let's see, number 1, if you're lacking energy and stamina, again, it promotes that stamina. So if you have no energy, this can help you with that. It can help you if you have any muscle pains or weaknesses, if high cholesterol. It helps with if you have cognitive decline.
And if you think about each thing that we're saying is cognitive brain cells, you're talking cholesterol, liver cells, you're talking muscle pain and weaknesses. Well, muscles have cells and they're just about everywhere in the body.
Everywhere, yep. If you have neurodegenerative brain issues like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, stuff like that, it can certainly help with that.
And actually, studies have shown on several different research papers that it helps with those particular things. So it's not just us making up things. This is actually scientifically proven.
It also helps if you need support for heart health, if you have congestive heart failure or something like that, or heart disease, stuff like that can help. If you need antioxidant protection for the C word, can help with that for sure.
Fast multiplying cells, we call it.
If you have problems with inflammation, you all know the omega-3 salmon oil is good for that, but this can also help with that as well. So if you have signs of diabetes, so if the blood sugar is getting up high, it can help regulate that.
Again, it's all tied to the liver, the organs.
If you have migraines, if you have vision, hearing problems,
Eh,
anything like that.
there we go.
Or if you're taking, of course, if you're on statins, you should definitely be on this product.
But the main thing to remember with all of these is it's not a pill for an ill. It's going to help support the body, but we still have to do our due diligence to make sure that we're eating a healthy lifestyle, a diet. I don't like to call it a diet, but make sure we're eating the right things, that we're making good lifestyle choices, that we're getting the fresh oxygen, that we're eating our diets rich in fruits and vegetables and whole grains, your omega-3s. We want to make sure that we get a well-diverse diet. And again, that we're not taking, and it's your choice personally, talk to your doctor, of course. But we want to make sure that, pharmaceuticals, they interfere with this. We want to make sure that oxygen is critical. Moving your body is critical. And so that's the biggest thing is our lifestyle changes impact so much of these. So we have to not only do the right things, but we have to put the right things into our body. So make sure you do the right things for your body, both giving it the and water, drink lots of water, get lots of exercise. Again, we want to excrete toxins, but this is another tool, this CoQ10, it's huge. I actually noticed significant differences. I'm energized. You guys know me already. But I actually did notice an increase in my energy level. I wasn't feeling as, well, you guys know me, I'm a stressaholic. And I didn't feel as run down. I actually felt like I was just not necessarily running a marathon. That's a whole different experience. But it felt like I had the tools and my body was able to keep up with me. So that concludes the fill in the blank. And see. Unless there's any questions or we need to go over anything, this is just, like I said, I wanted you guys to be able to see what a mitochondria looks like. It is microscopic. And these do not get enough attention, but it's like getting an electric car. Our cells are actually electric both on the inside and outside. What is a car going to do if it's an electric car without that power station? It ain't going anywhere. And if it doesn't get a good amount of energy to it, it's not going to perform well, and it's really not going to go that far. The mitochondria are the fuel stations for that. Again, ATP, we watch a show that there's a different acronym, but it's very similar to the ATP. So I always say ATP. That's our slogan, and we start laughing because we know what it means. But that ATP, that energy, that's what we need, but it's that mitochondria that does it. So again, if the cells aren't working clear down to in the mitochondria, and there's so many different things in the cell, I'm not even going to go there with the science on that because we'd be here for days on that. But mitochondria are huge. And like I said, you can see in the pictures, it is its own body in itself. So we have things within our body, it's crazy. So